Hi class. Today's objective for math is to learn how to tell time to the hour and the half hour.
Let's show times to the hour and half hour using only the hour hand. The time shown is 11 o'clock. Because the hour hand is pointing to the number 11, place the hour hand on this clock to show 2 o'clock.
Remember, the hour hand is the shorter hand.
At 2 o'clock, the hour hand points to the 2. When the hour hand moves from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, how much time has passed?
What do you think? How much time has passed if you're moving from the 2 o'clock hour to the 3 o'clock hour?
1 hour. Now let's place the hour hand to show half past 2 o'clock. The hour hand points halfway between the 2 and the 3 to show half past 2.
Half past 2. It's the same thing as saying 2:30. Let's continue.
This clock shows 8 o'clock. The hour hand points to the 8. This is the minute hand. It's longer than the hour hand. It points to the 12. Let's show 8 o'clock on a digital clock. It takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from one number to the next number on a clock face. It takes 30 minutes for the minute hand to move halfway around the clock.
"20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
30 minutes have passed. The clock now shows 8:30. The hour hand points halfway between the 8 and the 9. The minute hand points to the 6. 8:30 can also be shown on a digital clock. The 30 tells you that the time is 30 minutes after the hour. What's the time?
Well, I see on my clock that the hour hand is pointing halfway between the 3 and the 4. It's half past the 3. Our minute hand is at the 6, showing me it is 3:30.
Excellent! 30 minutes have passed since 3 o'clock, so the time is 3:30.
Remember, each number ahead the minute hand jumps on the clock is another 5 minutes. So let's see. We're going to go around from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You see that the hour hand is halfway between the 2 and the 3. The minute hand is pointing to the 6, showing 2:30. Let's jump ahead another half hour. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's 3 o'clock. You saw that as we moved around the clock, the minute hand jumped from number to number in 5-minute increments, but the hour hand was moving also. Now, the same thing happens when you move to any hour around the clock. You can see I'm slowly moving the minute hand and showing you that when the minute hand moves, the hour hand does as well, because the time is jumping ahead 1 hour. Now, the time on the clock shows 5 p.m. If I want to show half past 5, I am moving my minute hand to the 6. Now, we don't read this time on the clock as 5, 6. We read the hour first, 5 o'clock, and then we read the minute. The minute hand is towards the 6. It is 5:30. This is the second hand. The second hand can be found on a lot of analog clocks too. Each time the second hand goes around the clock once, that's another minute. You will see the minute hand slowly creeping up to the next minute increment. Now, if I move my minute hand all the way around to 6 o'clock, you'll notice that the hour hand points to the 6 and the minute hand points to the 12. You call that 6 o'clock. We don't say 6:12 or 12:06. You always say the hour first and then the minute past the hour. Let's try this. If I move my minute hand to the 6 again, I see that my hour hand is between the 6 and the 7, but my minute hand is pointing to the 6. It's 6:30 or 6:30. Just a little thing to remember. When you are reading time on the clock, you have to remember that the hour is the number, the hand is after. So the hand is after the 6. It's still 6 o'clock. Our hour hand did not yet move to that 7 o'clock hour. It is still in the 6 o'clock hour. I'm going to manually move the minute hand to show you that the hour hand slowly moves to the 7 to show 7 o'clock. This reads 7 o'clock. Another half hour would show 7:30. Now, why do we call it the half hour? Because the minute hand moves halfway around the clock. See, if you were to divide this clock into two parts, one part of the circle here and another part of the circle here, you could divide it into two halves, showing 7:30 and then 8 o'clock. The minute hand is on the 12. The hour hand is on or pointing to the 1. So I know that it's 1 o'clock. In number 2, the hour hand is between the 8 and the 9. The minute hand is pointing to the 6. It's 8:30. Here, on number 3, the hour hand is pointing between the 3 and the 4, half past the 3. And the minute hand is pointing to the 6, showing us that the time is 3:30. Now I've skipped ahead a page to see if you can identify the times on the clock with me. I'm going to zoom in right here. Let's start with number 4. The hour hand is half past the 9 and the minute hand is on the 6. So I know that it's 9:30. Right here at number 5, the hour hand is between the 12 and 1. The minute hand is on the 6. What time is it? It is 12:30. Number 6. I'm looking at this green clock here. The minute hand is pointing to the 12, the hour hand to the 6. It's 6 o'clock. Now, for number 7, the hour hand is pointing to the 4, the minute hand to the 12. It's 4 o'clock. Number 8, the hour hand is between the 11 and 12, and the minute hand is pointing at the 6. It's 11:30. The hour hand has not yet made it to the 12 o'clock hour. It's only moved half past the 11. Now, number 9. Oops. The hour hand is half past the 5, and the minute hand is pointing to the 6. So I know that it is 5:30. All right, here's another example. In number 12, we're going to match the clocks that show the same time. These are called analog clocks, and these are called digital clocks. So let's look at the first analog clock. This time shows 7:30, half past 7. So I would match this clock to the digital clock showing 7:30. Now let's look at the blue clock in the middle. The hour hand points to the 8, the minute hand to the 12. It is 8 o'clock. On our last clock, the hour hand is between the 9 and the 10. The minute hand is pointing to the 6. When the minute hand points to the 6, we know that it's 30 minutes past the hour.